Welcome to the Wake.Show. As everybody knows, a show needs an intro. This is that intro. Fisher in the foreground, Sam in the back. Last night was karaoke and I can't really sing like that. Sandy, Pete, Michael, how you doing? Welcome to the Wake.Show. How are you doing, Sam?
I'm all right. It's kind of an off day, but I'm all right.
Yeah, you said you were feeling a little fuzzy this morning?
Yeah, I think it's
foggy?
Like kind of the head fog. I think my allergies are getting a little bit worse again.
Welcome, cousin. Nice to see you again, and welcome to the Wake.Show. Chris McCarty not in today. He'll be in tomorrow, and I'm very excited too. Johnny Torres will be here tomorrow too. Did you get a chance to meet Johnny?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. I didn't know. I can't remember how long you've been here. But Johnny Torres will be here tomorrow morning. Man, I feel off today too.
Yeah. I feel off. I feel like I need to drink some more coffee. I'm falling asleep.
Yeah, I could use another coffee. Hey! I could use another coffee. I had cereal this morning, and then that was it. So that sugar, those carbs have worn off, and I'm not hangry yet, but I could tell all I need is one little provoking.
Oh no!
Because I'm just so hungry. I'm so hungry that I'm thinking about it, and I'm not angry. I'm not hangry yet, but I have a feeling one little provoking, and I'll lose my shit.
My mug has a dog on it.
Your what?
My mug right here has a dog on it.
Oh,
it has a dachshund on it because I own a wiener dog.
Oh, what's your wiener dog's name again? I forget.
Relish.
Oh my gosh, that's so awesome. That is so cool. All right, well, welcome to the Wake.Show, everybody. Chris Fisher along with Sam, and we'll go over on this day and a couple of news items, and yeah, we'll be out of here by 12:12 today. So go grab something to eat because I'm very excited. I know this is not the kind of thing that you really, that people like to talk about in public, but believe it or not, I know this is going to surprise some people, but I may have some mental health issues. And so today I'm actually going to speak with somebody, a new what I like to call brain IT guy. Hey, Sean, how you doing, man? So I'm going to take my brain to a brain IT guy because this is the way I look at it. And I know in these times when it comes to therapy and stuff like that, it's still taboo to a lot of people. I was even surprised, I wasn't too surprised, but talking about it even with my wife, she's happy for me that I'm going to go see somebody and, maybe work. But she really technically doesn't even believe in that kind of. I don't know because there's multiple people like that in my life that I say don't believe in the brain. And I'm not quite sure what I've got a theory. And I have a feeling it's because a lot of us can't grasp the thought that maybe some of the things that we do are more out of our control than we think. Because the people in my life, I'm doing all right, Sean. I'm hanging in there, buddy. I hope you're doing well too. Because I have the people in my life that don't really believe in the brain, they don't believe in psychotherapy and stuff like that, are also people who have it. I'm not labeling that they have to have. I don't want to call them control freaks. But there's something, for lack of a better term, we'll just go ahead and throw that one out there. And so I have a feeling what it is that people don't want to or can't wrap their head around the thought that maybe, we don't. I don't know. Well, I don't even know. Hey, how you doing, Robert? Good morning and welcome. How you doing, honey? Welcome to the show. So that's after the show today. I'm going to go talk to somebody and see if I can, start getting to the bottom of, anxiety, depression, a splash of anger here and there, and go from there. How about you? What are your thoughts on that kind of stuff, millennial? You, have you ever been to a place where you feel like, hey, maybe I need to go talk to somebody?
Yes.
Okay.
I have really bad anxiety, so I've thought about that before. I kind of go back and forth about it though, because I kind of feel like if I go out and ask for help and pay this person, I'm not sure how much good it'll actually do, but I don't not believe in it. Like I know that it can help someone.
Well, the way that I've approached it over the years is as a resource or a tool. When I first went to a brain IT person, took my brain to see a specialist, a doctor. I think I probably went in with the wrong thoughts, and those thoughts were, that like this person is a savior of some sort in front of me, like they have all the answers for everything, and that's just not the case. They have a fundamental understanding of what makes us tick. And it is not about, because this is where I think my wife had a bad experience younger in her earlier, in her teen years or something like that. I think she said that her, mom had her see something, and she was like, "This is ridiculous." They think they know who I am in one session, and walked out of there and never, thought about it again. You can get that. I had that happen once.
That's fair too.
What's that?
I feel like that's a fair thought as well, though, because if you have a bad experience with someone and you just don't connect with them, like, then I could see it as someone coming and being like, I just figured you out within an hour.
Yeah, I've had to go through multiple people over the years. I stayed with one guy for 2.5 years that I think did a lot of help me get a lot of insight into me. Mm-hmm. But this new guy, I have no idea. I have no idea. Who he is. All I know is he's only about 2.3 miles away. 2.3 miles away from work. So that's why I picked the guy, but that's coming up after the show today. But look at it this way. For those of you that ever, I don't know, I'm going to give you a couple things. One of the reasons why I went to begin with, because I could just tell something wasn't right. Like, I remember thinking, there's something different about me. I used to be able to just hop out of bed. I was a very happy person. And this, all of a sudden things changed. And so I just knew there was something off. And so I started there. And then once I realized, you look at it more like a tool, or you're going to talk to somebody about, you're just trying to get some, I don't know, they just have insight. They can kind of turn a mirror on you. However, that experience that she had, I know a lot of people have had, and I had that experience once too, and it sucks. I can't even believe that a psychologist or a psychiatrist, you would think they would know better than to try to peg somebody in 40 minutes, But this was one particular, person that I went to, I think once, maybe twice. I might have given them a second shot. But within 30 minutes, the person's like, "Oh yeah, I know you're general anxiety disorder. You're going to always be like this. Get on Xanax, and you'll be on Xanax the rest of your life."
Nice.
F that. That just.
I think that's also something that I feel I'm like a little bit hesitant about, because I definitely believe that talking to someone who's a trained professional can help. But once they start recommending drugs, that almost is the thing. Like, I know that works for other people, and I'm sure it could work for my anxiety, but I don't know, something about that just is a turn off to me, and I think that's kind of what makes me not want to go down that path.
It's a difficult one, because then you see others that have gone down that path that had their issues with anxiety and depression, and they are on different medications, and then your Chris Cornell's, Chester Bennington, and so on, and then you see ultimately they kill themselves. So there's a lot of trepidation too for me going down that path. There's a lot of
side effects to those medicines that are kind of bizarre. Like, sometimes you're suicidal, like you may have suicidal thoughts even if you're not suicidal or depressed, and that kind of makes me feel weird. I don't know about that, because I'm not anywhere near that place, so I don't know if I like the idea of a drug putting me in a place like that.
Yeah. So the drug aspect out of it's out for right now. I'm going to see a psychologist, not a psychiatrist, and then I want to get my card and see if, because the drugs that I want to try now for this kind of stuff is going to be medical marijuana.
That might help, honestly. That definitely has been proven to help with anxiety.
Yes, but it also could contribute. It also can be a contributing factor.
Yeah, absolutely.
So this is why you got to be careful, and not like what I'm doing, or what I've been doing for the last few years is buying stuff off the streets like everybody else, and then you don't know what you're getting. You're not getting the right combination of the THC and the CBD or whatever that is. Some of this stuff that you get will have high concentrations of the THC, very low concentrations of the CBD, CDB, CBD. I always get it wrong. And I guess one of the reasons why that's important is because that CBD part doesn't get you high, but it kind of balances out the other effects of marijuana, so that there is a calming effect, and so you're not paranoid and freaking out, that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So we'll see what this guy has to say this afternoon, and figure it out from there. Well, let's get to On This Day. I keep forgetting to load it in the graphics. I build these damn graphics and then don't even load them in, and then do sound effects with my voice. That is professional. All right, and after that, we'll get to Sam's quote of the day. A little inspiration before we move forward. On this day, ladies and gentlemen, 1973, the headline coming from History.com, the History Channel. The U.S. withdraws from Vietnam on this day in 1973. So I'm not quite a year old yet when we pull out. And for people like Sam, even me, Vietnam is history. It's history. It's not something that. But I mean, I was alive when we were still in Vietnam.
I think it's crazy, especially, this is kind of an aside because I saw his name in this article. I think it's crazy that people lived through something like the assassination of JFK. And like, because I've heard
like
stories. Well, there are people, obviously, not even that, just I didn't live through it, so I can't imagine what that would be like. But I could definitely, nowadays, if something like that happened where a president got assassinated, social media, first of all, would make it way more of a, like, way worse. But like, I've heard stories about people who they were like, it literally like shut down everything.
Well, it was
just crazy.
Yeah, it's a different time, and that's why conspiracies pop up too, in my opinion, in my estimation. It's because we can't. It's hard. It seems to be difficult for us humans to wrap our head around stuff like that. That just some random crazy person can take out a president or take out a king. Like, there has to be some grand conspiracy. There has to be something much, much bigger. It can't be somebody who got a lucky shot off, from what's not depository? What repository? The book, was it? Is it repository? I don't know. At the library. I don't know, wherever he was. And so there's got to be somebody. And I'm not saying there's not a conspiracy. I'm not saying that. Well, that's a great angle there. That's a great angle. This is the angle that helps motivate me to quit eating like shit. Last night, man, I come home from my gig, and it's so hard to wind down after 4 hours of hosting karaoke. I'm hungry, so I grab some of the leftovers, right? I don't know if you guys ever do those really easy like pasta sides and stuff like that.
Oh, yeah.
You just come in a package, you throw some, some of them require milk, some of them don't. It takes you boil some water, it takes about 7 to 10 minutes, and then you're done. So we had, it was a rice queso. But here's the thing.
Sounds good.
It was fine, but I don't know why I do this. I throw more cheese in it. Like, I came home, I already tasted it. It was fine, but there's something in my head going, it's not fine enough. It would make this better? More cheese.
I love putting cheese on things.
That's what you need at 1 o'clock, in the morning is to pull out a queso rice side for a little snack before you go, and then load it up with some cheese. And then my wife Lauren comes in this morning. She's getting ready as I'm trying to wake up, and she goes, "Did you melt cheese into the rice last night when you came home?" I go, "Yeah." She goes, "Honey, we really got to quit doing that." She did say because she does eat a lot better than me, but we do have a tendency to like you said, put cheese on stuff, or
that's fine,
more dressings on stuff than need to be. And she's like, "We really need to stop doing stuff like that, or we're gonna die."
That's funny. I mean, it's good to be self-aware about it, but every once in a while, like, it's okay.
All right. So 2 months after signing the Vietnam Peace Agreement, the last U.S. combat troops leave South Vietnam as Hanoi frees the remaining American prisoners of war held in North Vietnam. America's direct 8-year intervention in the Vietnam War was at an end. In Saigon, some 7,000 U.S. Department of Defense civilian employees remained behind to aid South Vietnam in conducting what looked to be a fierce and ongoing war with communist North Vietnam. All right, so that was on this day in 1973. On this day in 1776, Putnam named commander of New York troops. That wasn't one I needed to highlight, I don't think. Let's see what else. The Mad Bomber strikes in New York on this day in What? I didn't know we had terrorism before, 1990 something. But on this day in 1951, a homemade device exploded at Grand Central Station in New York City, startling commuters but injuring no one. The next few months, 5 more bombs were found at landmark sites around. So this is 1951. We're just dealing with this in Austin, Texas a couple of weeks ago, and this is 1951. They were doing the same thing. New York's first experience with the so-called Mad Bomber was on November 16th, 1940, when a pipe bomb was left in the Edison building with a note that read, "Con Edison crooks, this is for you." More bombs were recovered in 1941, each more powerful than the last, until the Mad Bomber sent a note in December stating, "I will make no more bomb units for the duration of the war."
How nice of him.
Yeah, well, good job. See, now that's when America was America. When our psychopaths would put down their psychopathy to support the war effort. Good for our bombers back then. Next up on this day. You guys see anything? See anything on the list there?
Let's see. Okay. Last U.S. troops depart from South Vietnam, which is what we just read.
Yep. Tom Jones is knighted by Queen Elizabeth II in 2006.
Herbert Hoover has telephone installed in Oval Office.
On this day in 1929, Herbert Hoover has a telephone installed in the Oval. I'm sure there was controversy surrounding that back then. You can't put a telephone in the Oval Office. You can just pick it up and do stuff all willy-nilly. Tar Heels win the NCAA basketball championship in 1982. All right, well, looks like it was
kind of a dull day.
Yeah, I like this day. We need more of these days when stuff doesn't happen. Cheese is life. I know, Maribel, I'm with you. There's a part of me, too, that thinks that I'm addicted to, because they say, or I've read that that you'll crave the things that you're allergic to or something. And I feel sometimes like I'm almost addicted to cheese. Hey, Sean. Sometimes I feel like I'm addicted to cheese. And there's a part of me that wants to get, I don't know if they test for that kind of stuff. I'm sure I'm not, addicted to cheese, or there'd be more than just my love for cheese as a sign of that. All right, let's get to some, what's your quote of the day today, Sam?
Success is the sum of small efforts repeated day in and day out.
Like that one? Did you already do that one?
I could. This quote website probably recycles the same 3 quotes. I'm not gonna lie. I'll try to go on a different one. Let's see. Oh, okay. Here's a quote of the day. Let's see. Okay. Experience is not what happens to you. It's what you do with what happens to you.
What? What'd you just say?
Experience is not what happens to you. It's what you do with what happens to you.
Okay. Experience is not what happens to...
It's not... So experience is not like something happening to you and you just not doing anything. It's what you make of the situation.
Okay. All right. Thank you very much. Who is that from?
Aldous Huxley?
I believe that's a Harry Potter character.
It sounds like it. Dumbledore said that quote. That's crazy.
Man, I'm excited. Today is opening day. I don't know if I
thought it was yesterday.
No, today, Thursday.
Oh, okay.
Opening day in Major League Baseball is today. And the Rays will be taking on the Boston Red Sox here in town.
Oh, wow.
Opening up with them. We had my buddy Emil in here talking baseball earlier in the week, and from everything I'm reading and everything that he said too, it is going to be a challenge, a rebuilding year for the Rays, and we'll be lucky. Well, not lucky. It'll be a task to make it to 500 this year for the Tampa Bay Rays. But on my way home, if I get the opportunity, which I'm not sure I will, I would love to swing in and there's no way. It's going to be so packed. I just want to kind of dip in and go to Ferg's for an hour, hang out, have something to eat before my Masteries gig tonight. But I have a feeling there's no dipping in.
Could you just go straight to Masteries and watch it? I'm sure they're playing it. Is it Masteries a bar?
Yeah. It's Masteries Brewing Company. This is what I'm talking about. It's not the Masteries downtown, but I have my trivia nights on Thursday nights at Masteries Brewing Company, Blind Pass, St. Pete Beach. So I'll be out there, doing trivia starting at 7 o'clock from 7. So that I want to say game time 7 o'clock too. But if everything works out, I don't know what that's going to, because after my appointment today with my new brain IT guy, then I think I'm gonna have to come back here and do some work, and that might just put me up against it. But here's what to know for Tampa Bay Rays season opener coming from ABC Action News here in the Bay Area. They will be opening up their 21st season. Their 21st season at Tropicana Field today. First pitch. It's scheduled for 4:10. If you plan on going to season opener, here's some things that you should know. If you still want to watch the game, it'll be televised locally on Fox Sports Sun. All Rays games are also available on radio via 620 WDAE, 95.3 FM, and WGES 680. So there's parking stuff, shuttle stuff. Yeah, I'm not going over all that. You guys can look that up yourself. What the hell just happened? Let's see if my stuff you should know is working today. Oh, this is that tattoo thing. I don't know if you guys have seen this story. I have a feeling it's fake. You see the story? Have you seen the video of the baby being tattooed?
No.
The baby, an
I don't
infant,
like it.
Infant having his chest tattooed.
That's definitely fake.
I'm hoping so.
I don't like it. That makes me feel not good.
Yeah, I want to come back to this story because I just saw the headline. I haven't read I just read a little bit of it, skimmed through it, and the Pope saying that there is no hell, which is very interesting because well, we'll get to that. We'll get to that story here in just a couple of minutes. So here it is. Let me see if if this is the video itself, which I believe it is. All right, ready? This is coming out of China.
I don't like this.
I don't like this at all.
I don't. That makes me.
Like it pegs these people. If this is real, they need to be shot. If this is real, these people need to be executed publicly. The tattoo artist, the parent that said this was okay, everybody that is witnessing this,
The guillotine.
They all get they line them up on the guillotine. This. I'm just hoping it's not real.
Yeah, I don't like that.
They're laughing. This can't be real. This can't. Please don't be real. Please don't be real. Please don't be real. You have any tattoos?
I don't.
No. You ever gonna get a tattoo?
Probably. Yeah. I'm not opposed to it. I just don't have any.
Anything any ideas?
I really don't. I saw this really nice one because I know that a lot of tattoo shops will do like Friday the 13th deals, like the flash sales.
Right.
So I saw this really nice one that was only $13 and it was like a quill pen because I love to write. So I thought that would be nice. But
a $13 tattoo?
Yeah, that happens a lot actually. On Friday the 13th, a lot of tattoo shops will do $13 tattoos. But
they got to be a certain size.
Yeah, you have to pick from a book.
All right.
But I mean, they're nice tattoos.
Yeah, I have a couple. I've got a tramp stamp.
Oh yeah.
Kinda. It's at the top of my back, not at the bottom of my back. I don't know. Have you ever seen it? Like if my shirt ever fallen, have you seen the one at the top of my back from back there?
No.
Do you want to see it?
Is it Roxy and Joey?
One day, it
better be.
Lauren has Roxy's paws.
That's so cute.
Yeah, Lauren has,
that's a great idea.
Yeah, Lauren has Roxy's paws on her side. All right, so
That's
my first tattoo is this one. Hold on a second here, because this is a great one to highlight because it shows you just how crazy I am.
Okay.
So I never had a tattoo in my life, and for those of you that know me, going back to Ocoee, I was a sweet little boy, and then one day, there you go. Look at that bat. Look at that.
Is that a grenade?
Yeah, it's a grenade. It's because I love Bruno Mars' song Grenade so much that I
was thinking Green Day.
Green Day?
Yeah, because Green Day's cover art has a grenade on it.
No, Sam. What it was is I'd been wanting a tattoo for a very long time. I've tossed around different ideas, and this was I don't say it was spontaneous, but it was somewhat spontaneous. And we had a guy come through the studio who'd been on one of those television shows doing, those tattoo shows. It wasn't. It was called Best Ink, I believe it was.
Nice.
And the tattoo artist's name is Dollars here in the Bay Area. So anyway, after he got kicked off the show, he came through, and we were chatting it up with him. And this was when I was at 102.5 The Bone. And he brought by a little sketch, a thing that he had drawn up himself, and said, "Hey man, this is for you." And I was like, "Oh, thank you very much." He'd autographed it and everything. Thought it was really cool. And then I got home that day, and there was this song that I'd been working on, and I don't know, not really a song. It was just rhymes, lyrics on something.
Yeah.
And it just, there was something missing from it, and then this inspired me, this piece of art. inspired the line, and I don't know if I'll do it justice because it's been so long, but something to the effect of, your past is a grenade. Your past is the grenade. The only pin is your skin. So your past is the grenade. The only pin is your skin. Pull it off. Pull it off now while you're trapped between them and their sin. So I was like, oh, that did it. That completed what I needed. So in that moment was that, well, then this is obviously going to be the tattoo I get. So I put this big ass grenade. So I go see him, sit for 6 hours, my first tattoo, and he puts that big ass grenade on there. And then it's not that long afterwards that I'm looking at it and going, what the hell is wrong with me? Like, I'm sitting there.
That's funny. Oh no.
like if I'm out and I don't know somebody, right? And they pull off their shirt and they've only got one tattoo and it's a big ass grenade. I'm like, okay, well, that guy's has some issues.
Has grenades in his garage, like.
And then and not only that, but then I would feel bad because they'd be out in public and people would ask me if I were military. I was in the military, and I'm like, no. And I'm not trying to portray that I was. And then other people would ask me if it were a turtle.
That's what I thought it was at first. I looked like really quickly though.
So there's a part of me. I'm going to show it to you again. You know what? I'm just going to take off. If you don't mind, I'll go ahead and make you feel uncomfortable. I'm going to take off my shirt because I want to show you this. Then I'm going to turn around and show you the one that's on my back too.
Okay.
We're talking about tattoos.
Okay.
So, and this is all above board since it's live, right? On, this is not harassment in any way.
Oh my God, because we have witnesses.
Well, hold on. Now I can't do it like this. And I might have to take it all. Wait, hold on. Here we go. All right. So there's this, right? So
it does look like a turtle. I'm not going to lie.
So now I'm thinking maybe I'll get it covered up one day. I'll get it turned into like a sea turtle or something like that. But now I want to turn around. Let's see if this will show. Yeah, okay. You can see it from that angle there. That one on my back, little tramp stamp.
What is that?
And then, hold on. Tell me if this is it showing up right?
Yeah, but I mean, I can't see what it is from here, but it's showing on the camera.
Okay. So that's like the
what
little,
is that?
It's in a little, again, I went back to the same guy and I was hypomanic this particular, I don't know what was going on, but I was nuts. And one of those, by hypomanic, I mean, I was just like, my brain's going a million miles an hour. And a lot of times in those moments, which are few and far between, I don't know, I just have to go and do something. So anyway, I just happened to be texting with him. He's like, why don't you come by and I'll give you a free tattoo.
All right.
So I went by and so that was the infinity symbol that you saw there in the beginning, it
looks like a playing card.
Yeah, it was kind of, so it's basically a tramp stamp is what it is. I got there.
Infinity symbol.
It's supposed to mean infinite birth, infinite rebirth or something along those lines. Oh my God. Yeah, no, and I wasn't 18 when that happened. I was just like 4 years ago, 5 years ago.
Oh God.
And my Lauren does like to point out that they were not approved by her. They were not approved by her at all. What's up next? Let's talk about the Pope here. In another interview with his longtime atheist friend, Pope Francis claims that hell does not exist and that condemned souls just disappear. This is a denial of the 2,000-year-old teaching of the Catholic Church about the reality of hell and the eternal existence of the soul. The interview between this guy and the Pope was published on March 28th in the La Repubblica. The relevant section on hell was translated by the highly respected weblog whoever. The interview headlined, "The Pope, it is an honor to be called revolutionary." So this guy says to the Pope, "Your Holiness, in your previous meeting, you told me that our species will disappear in a certain moment, and that God, still out of his creative force, will create new species. You have never spoken to me about the souls who died in sin and will go to hell to suffer for eternity. You have, however, spoken to me of good souls, admitted to the contemplation of God, but what about bad souls?" The Pope says, "They are not punished. Those who repent obtain forgiveness of God and enter the rank of souls who contemplate him. But those who do not repent and cannot therefore be forgiven disappear. There is no hell. There is the disappearance of sinful souls." Well, that's, I would imagine, I mean, I'm not a religious person anymore. I was raised in a religious household. But I would imagine that's going to send some shockwaves because I thought that was kind of the fundamentals of those religions, that there is a heaven, there is a hell. You'll end up in one or the other. for eternity after this is all said and done. You religious at all? Or by the way, I don't want to put you in the spot if you talk and have you talk about something that is uncomfortable or if
No,
you
it's
don't
okay.
If that's one of those things you consider personal.
No, I'm pretty relaxed when it comes to religion. My mom went to a Catholic school, so
Say no more.
yeah, so I grew up Catholic, but I don't really actively practice any sort of religion. I'm just kind of go with the flow. Like, I'm accepting of the fact that there could be multiple gods, et cetera, but I'm just kind of chilling.
And it's really not that important for you. Like, it's something you're not searching for in your head. You're like, hey, listen, now whatever.
Yeah, pretty much. It's not something
it
that's at the forefront of like my mind, or if I'm dating, like, it's not something that's really like, oh, I need to find someone that's really religious. Like, it doesn't really matter that much.
What about your boyfriend?
He's kind of on the same way. We both grew up the same way, but we're kind of just like going with the flow. It's not something that's very important to us.
Going back to the comment section, not about religion, but about tattoos. Commenting on that's what everyone wants to hear when they show a tattoo. What is that?
I couldn't see. That's the problem.
Well, I mean, I can show it to you. Look, you're still going to ask, what is that?
Yeah, that looks like a weird infinity sign.
Screw you, man. You're right. It is. It's supposed to
I thought it was supposed to be your, like, what's it called? When it's like your pretty initials. It's like your three initials, but in like a nice script.
It's funny you say that because that's what it looks like. It does look like a
I can't remember what that's called.
CF. I don't know. I've never heard. I didn't know there was a term for it.
What's it called? I know what it is too.
But it's funny you say that because when I see it written out, it does look like CF kind of turned one way and CF turned another way into this little symbol thing. All right, enough of that nonsense.
Monogram. That is what it's called. Monogram.
Fancy monogram?
Yeah. A lot of college girls get their monograms as a tattoo.
Get their own initials?
Yeah. Or as like put it on their car and stuff, or like on different things that they own. So.
Well, I know what a monogram is. So you just mean just a fancy way of writing your initials.
That's what a monogram is.
Okay.
I just couldn't remember what it was called.
Okay. So this guy here, his niece talked to him. Not his niece, not his nieces. His knees talk to him. Well, it's not really his knees. Our terrorists are speaking to him through his knees.
I don't like that.
So let's delve more into this bad boy right here. An Everett man charged with sending suspicious packages to multiple government agencies and military installations around the nation's capital frequently made bizarre, rambling 911 calls in recent weeks to report that some unnamed power was controlling his body. All right, well, Pope, it looks like this guy's got some demons here. Did they come from hell? Where are those?
Like that.
Audio recordings of the 911 calls show that Thong Kong Fan, 43, felt compelled to report these incidences to the FBI. So he made a series of calls who patiently tried to help him despite the strange natures of his requests. One call, Fan says a terrorist entity is talking to him through his knees. You can't laugh because the chances are this guy is on that schizophrenic spectrum, and so you can't. We're going to try not to laugh too much. In another call, he says that he was being tortured by a high-tech terrorist power, and he needed to report that to the FBI so officials there can check the network power. In another call, he says he's undergoing a medical neurological cleansing.
Oh, I don't like that.
You don't like that?
This is a weird story. It creeps me out.
Well, these are the things that we have to deal with because it's these kinds of people, the people that have voices in their head and think that they're interacting with something that that
start leaving packages at government facilities.
That start doing crazy shit. So federal court documents say 11 suspicious packages were received through U.S. Postal Service at various government agencies and military installations in Washington, D.C. This guy was arrested on Monday. He's now in federal custody.
What a guy.
Each package believed sent by Fan contained what appeared to be a homemade explosive device, a small glass bottle with an unknown black powder with a fuse. Federal court documents say it also contained a typewritten letter with ramblings about neuropsychology, mind control, and other subjects, including terrorism. So, all right then, get that guy into a facility, and let's figure this thing out before he starts blowing shit up. Elliot confirmed your monogram.
Okay, good. Thank you, Elliot.
If you needed any confirmation there.
I appreciate it.
And then the only other story that I really pulled up today because it caught my eye. Former drummer of Offspring became a gynecologist. Well, that's a story of it within itself.
That's very bizarre.
But have you read the story?
I haven't, but I know who the Offspring are.
Yeah.
I like one of their songs.
Pretty Fly for a White Guy?
No, You're Gonna Go Far, Kid. That's a good song.
La 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 la. You missed it, Sam. You should have been born earlier. You should have been born in the early '80s. That way, you could have experienced that movement as we got into the early '90s.
I'll tell my parents.
Damn parents. All right, so a Bay Area gyno and former member of legendary punk band proved he retains his DIY sensibility at a recent medical malpractice trial where he saved a prospective juror's life. Okay? So the judge had to declare a mistrial, fearing that his heroics would sway the jury. So he says, no good deed goes unpunished, says Dr. James Lealja. And I guess he was a founding drummer of The Offspring. He was with The Offspring in the late 80s. But this guy is facing medical malpractice charges for alleged negligent treatment. The trial proceedings didn't get very far this week after one of more than 35 jurors collapsed, hit his head, and lost consciousness. So then this guy and his nurse assistant rushed into the courtroom. The jurors found him without a pulse and not breathing and saved his life.
That's crazy.
At his malpractice trial, saved a guy's life. So they're going to have to push that one back a little bit there. So that's it. That's it today. I know that I try to do 11:11 to 12:12 every single day. Whoops, sorry. There we go.
That's okay.
But I want to take a nap before my therapy session. I really am looking forward to it, Sam. Oh, by the way, am I going to get yelled at for you being in here so long today?
No, it's okay.
Are you sure?
Yeah, it's going to be all right.
I don't want to feel the wrath of chords.
It's going to be okay, I'm sure.
All right. Well, then join me tonight out at Mastery's. Well, shit, it's opening day. For those of you not watching baseball today, come on out to Mastery's Blind Pass, Mastery's Brewing Company. They're every Thursday doing trivia from 7 until 8:30. Right there on Blind Pass, and they'll have a food truck out there. I'm not sure who's going to be out there today, but they have a different food truck out there every week and hooking it up for you. Anything that you saw that you want to go over before we go?
I found a positive quote of the day.
All right, go ahead. And then I forgot I have some video. I got a video for you. Okay.
Adopting the right attitude can convert a negative stress into a positive one. Just a little
100%.
Very simple quote.
Yep. Easier said than done. That's true, yeah. But it's easier said than done. I try to practice that a lot. That's why I know it's easier said than done. I've got a couple videos to show you, okay?
Okay. Is it of the dogs?
No. I almost took a picture for you this morning because I knew I wasn't bringing them in, and I went in, and Joey hadn't gotten out of bed yet. Joey's the 4-year-old Yorkie, and then Roxy will be 12 soon.
Oh, Jojo.
Well, Joey, we joke that he's like our little teenage boy because he'll just keep sleep. He won't get out of bed. He'll just keep sleeping. You're like, come on, buddy, let's go. And he starts stretching. He's like,
oh, Jojo.
Makes these little squeaking noises. So it was one of those moments, and I almost took that picture for you this morning. But I will share. This was the ride-in yesterday.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
It's just we were stuck. Yesterday,
at them.
The Howard Franklin was backed up all the way.
I can see it in your mirror, actually.
Yeah. And so it was a nice little ride coming across there.
The pups.
Full shot.
Oh, the Wake.Pups. The Wake period pups on Instagram.
That's right. Follow
Roxy and Joey always make sure that they write the best captions.
Oh, yeah. I didn't see. I haven't checked it this morning to see if Roxy had posted anything. All right. So I got one more picture to show you and then 2 videos. The picture. Okay. The picture might. Actually, you know what? The show may go to 12:12 once I bring this up. So this picture is of me wearing my socks. Wait, the socks?
And the dog in the background.
Oh, and Roxy there in the background. You see those socks? They have pineapples on them. Got those socks for a wedding that we went to a couple weekends ago for some friends of ours, and there was I'll say it was pineapple themed, but it was in Key Largo, and it was pineapples were part of the theme.
Yeah.
So I ended up getting some pineapple socks for some fun, right? Well, I would like to thank my brother Ken for ruining pineapples for me forever. Do you know how he ruined pineapples for me, Sam?
You're gonna tell me.
I am. Because all of a sudden a discussion started about how pineapples are a symbol for people in the swinging community.
Really?
Yeah, in the wife swapping community.
Yikes.
So he was telling me then that, if you want, look it up real quick.
Gotta keep Lauren on lock now.
Google pineapple and swingers. Okay? Because, come to find out. So now he's ruined pineapples for me.
Secret signs your neighbor might be a swinger. Oh, God.
So now, as soon as we get back from Key Largo, as we're driving into the neighborhood where we live now, I'm looking at everybody's door. I'm looking like all over because he was telling me that if you see an upside down pineapple on somebody, that means they're like, hey, we're down.
Oh my God.
Like we're down. We're ready to go. If you're ready to go, just knock on the door and come on in. I guess the pineapple was originally a symbol coming out of Hawaii. It was a symbol of welcoming, a warm, welcoming symbol. And then that got distorted by the swinger community. And we'll welcome you and your wife. Come on in. So I want to thank my brother for ruining pineapples forever.
I guess originally it was turned upside down in the individual shopping cart to alert other shoppers.
Okay, so when you were out shopping,
that's so weird. But
that's when you would be looking for. So you take the pineapple, turn it upside down.
That's such an odd thing to think about,
right?
Like seeing someone's shopping cart and purposely the pineapple's upside down because like the heavier part's obviously on the top at that point. So like you'll never shop the same again now that you know this. Very bizarre.
every time you're rolling through a Publix now and you see, you're going to be looking at people's carts going, there's an look, I think they're one of them. They're one of them.
Yeah, the example in Urban Dictionary is my neighbor left an upside down pineapple on my porch last night. I think he's a swinger.
That is too funny.
It's very bizarre. Well, now you know.
All right, and the two videos that I've pulled up, of course, every time when I come off of karaoke night. Actually, maybe it's just one. Just one video. This guy here. This guy's he's in town on vacation from Portland, Oregon.
Yeah.
His name is Steve, and I like people like this. The people that march to the beat of a different drum. They do their own. Like it was a slower. You can see it was a slower portion of the evening. There's not a lot of people right there. He just jumps right down off the stage. He's got dance moves and
oh yeah.
I mean, and he looks like he's like in his 50s, if not closer to 60 years old. Not necessarily the best singer in the world, but he surely had a good time last night. See, down on his knees. I was trying to get him because he had jumped off the stage earlier when he said jump, and I was hoping to catch him. I didn't catch him. I didn't catch him. I'll jump him off the stage last night.
That's funny.
But that's my Wednesday night gig, Park and Rec, downtown St. Pete, 8 to midnight every single Wednesday night. But it is not Wednesday. It is Thursday. So after you check out some of the festivities before the game this afternoon, I guess you go watch some of the game. Then you head out to Masteries at 7 o'clock and have some fun, play some trivia with me. Thank you so much for being a part of the Wake.Show. Sam, thank you so much for all of your help.
Yep.
Tomorrow morning, got a big show tomorrow. Big show. Chris McCarty will be here. Johnny Torres will be here. I also got somebody coming by who is interested in helping with the show, producing the show. So he'll be by the studio tomorrow as well. I'm looking forward to that. Have a great Thursday, and I will see you then.